it differs in different aspects in different parts of the world. So I wanted to actually do a little bit of class discussion, and I'm interested to see your thoughts and opinions. What I want to do is I want you to sort of, jot down a few points where you can give me examples of different cultural experiences that you've had in your life, and how have they shaped and formed your identity and your values. Now, they don't have to be, very exquisite experiences. It could be that you traveled out of the country, you traveled to a new city, you tried a new food, you had a conversation or became friends with an exchange student. What are some of the things that you learned about a different culture, about a different cultural experience, different practices, and how did they compare to something that you do in your daily life? Note that this is an online class, so a lot of the class discussions that I will have that will pop up during the lectures, you are welcome, and in fact, I welcome and encourage all of you to type those responses and send those to me in D2L. And if there's a need, I would definitely create a little discussion post where you can, for the week, where you can go ahead and jot in your answers, and I'll be able to read and comment on those there as well. So let me know how you want to proceed with that, and I'll be happy to look into both. Another concept that I wanted to cover in today's lecture is ethnocentrism. And ethnocentrism basically comes from this belief that one's own culture, way of behaving or practicing is the correct way, and that all other practices are then judged in that context and by that standard. And although it seems like a very negative way of doing things, right? Now that I'm reading it to you, you would think that, oh no, I would never engage in such kind of a practice. It's actually very common. And ethnocentrism is usually, when we talk about the word, it generally legitimates a Western gaze and conceals the indigenous response. We see it happening a lot in a lot of the Asian, the non-Western parts of the world. So an example that I would like to give you is the care of the HIV orphans of the Sub-Saharan. Now, let me expand a little bit further on that particular example. As far as ethnocentrism is concerned, the Western interpretation of the care of the HIV orphans is to give them institutionalized care, whereas the indigenous solution for this issue is to utilize the extended family and kinship network to provide that care, including aunts and uncles, grandparents, non-blood related close family friends. So from a non-Western culture with traditional practices in childcare, institutionalized care seems very out there kind of option. It's an ethnocentric response, essentially. And it's deeply flawed because it disrupts the customs and practice of the indigenous community. So that particular example, the HIV or the care for the HIV orphans in the Sub-Saharan and how that's dealt with, and the Western response to it is the practice of ethnocentrism. I expect you to be able to explain this term. I expect you to be able to give me the example and tell me what exactly does it mean. The child worker issue is another example of ethnocentrism, where international agencies and institutions are at this forefront of the activity to remove children from the workplace. And there is I understand that. I understand where it comes from, because children should not be in the workplace. They belong, they belong in academic institutions. They belong in schools. That's where they should be. That's where their childhood should be spent. However, that particular situation doesn't really fit well in all other parts of the world, where children may not have the same access to education or may not have the same learning opportunities. So they are working to reduce poverty in their household. They're working towards their education. They're utilizing the funds that they get from their job or from their work to be able to get an education. So the benefits definitely are that it reduces poverty, and the children feel pride at being able to making a contribution at their family, and then the work pays for their education. But if the ethnocentric response would be to basically go into a ethnic community in a non-Western part of the world and taking children who are employed and taking them all out of the workplace and putting them into schools, and at one place where it would be great because all the children are in schools and institutions getting an education, the bad part would be thinking about questions such as how are they going to be able to afford it in the long term, what will happen to their family's overall income level and the amount that they contributed, who is going to be responsible for that. So there's different things to think about when we implement a solution on a public health level on a broader level. And ethnocentrism definitely plays a part in implementing solutions internationally. And so this literally concludes our lecture for this week, or for today. Since this is a summer course, there will be a lecture that will be uploaded every single day. I'm trying to model this after my face-to-face classes where, we go and do a different lecture every single day. So I will release a new lecture for each module every single day. So today is Tuesday, and this module is being released. Tomorrow we'll have module 2, and then Thursday module 3. Similarly, in week 2, I'll have module 4s on Monday, 5s on Tuesday, and module 6 on Wednesday. That way, all the way until the middle of the week, you have everything complete, so you can study that for the rest of the week and then take the exam. You will have your health planning document group assignments and topics that will be posted to you today. Students are assigned into groups by me. And the topics are also assigned by me, so you'll have a topic and you'll have group members to work with. Recommend is that you go ahead and get in contact with your group members through you have D2L email addresses. You can use that. You can use their MySFA email address or their names and initiate contact. Be proactive. Try to work. There's literally no time to waste here. There's no time to procrastinate. So if you do delay this, it will cost you your grade. Health planning document is a very big component of this course, and it weighs a lot of points, so you don't want to compromise that. So make sure you start early, make sure you're proactive, make sure you ask questions, and that you do refer to the health planning module that's been posted on D2L. Let me pull that up real quick. The health planning document module that is posted right here. And you're referring to that. So everything related to the health planning module has been posted here, so that you refer to that and make sure that you are looking at the examples and the rubrics that are also posted within this module. And then again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, but make sure that you check out the module.